My name is John McKeon, and I'm the moderator of the Teradata Primo River community, Teradata Primo's largest customer community. You can connect with us at teradataRiver2.com. Today, we'd like to welcome Bert Hooyman, Enterprise Information Architect at Philips. Of course, everybody knows Philips, one of the largest electronics companies in the world, 122,000 people spread across 60 countries. Three main divisions. They have the consumer lifecycle, healthcare, and Philips Lighting. And the Philips Lighting is actually the largest lighting manufacturer in the world. Bert will be presenting at this year's Partners Conference on Information as a Service, Mobilizing Your Warehouse Content. Bert, welcome to the River.
Thank you, John.
Bert, you have a very complex environment. And tell me, I guess when you first start looking at things, one of the biggest challenges, you have all this data. How do you access it efficiently? What are your challenges for accessing this data?
Well, John, the main concerns that we have in Philips are around the fact that we don't have today a place where we store all of our relevant information. We have a landscape of distributed data warehouses. That's one problem that we have. So we don't have yet one place where everything comes together. And that's why we got ourselves the Teradata appliance, of course. Other challenges and concerns that we have are around project lead times. It usually takes us 6 to 8 months to deliver the first release of a report after the business requirements are known, assuming that the information is not yet already in a data warehouse. So that lead time is painful and it's hurting our reputation as party within Philips. Total cost of ownership and our ability to deliver in time are other issues that we have. And then what's adding to that is a lack of proper corporate data definitions and an alignment across our systems of record in using these definitions.
So, Bert, these are a lot of challenges. What about actually establishing a point of data integration? How does that play into the challenge?
The roadmap that we've taken is that we wish to establish the Teradata appliance as the go-to location for everything that anybody would ever want to know about Philips internally. So everything transactional, all of our master data, all of what we know about our consumer behavior or preferences, everything should be in one place. And obviously an enterprise data warehouse is an important part of that, but it's not sufficient. The next step is that we have decided that we need to take an approach where we treat the information in the enterprise data warehouse as an enterprise asset, not just as a byproduct of running some production and manufacturing exercises. To raise the information to that level, we must make it obvious to people that we have that information, it is of trusted quality, it is of trusted completeness, and we also wish to improve on the timeliness of that information. So moving away from end of day or even end of month batch transfer processes in the ETL space, we want to move towards a more real-time, near up-to-date flow of information towards the enterprise data warehouse and also from the enterprise data warehouse into the organization.
So, Bert, how do you manage the data flows, subscriptions? I mean, how do you actually present the data to these people?
That is a big issue. In the past, historically, we've been treating with information really at the table and the column level. And it wouldn't be uncommon for people to discuss particular business problems in terms of, for example, SAP Z tables, or in terms of data warehouse content, table names and property names. Very technical, low-level discussions, even around critical issues such as product coding strategies. We would execute these discussions almost at the physical schema level. As part of our current approach, we have said, let's not talk about information in technical terms, let's talk about it in business terms, move away from all the technicalities, and introduce a vocabulary of terms that is easy for the business to consume, and that we use in defining information needs, but also once people need information out of an enterprise data warehouse, we will offer a service interface that also talks that same language. It's not a technical language, it's more like a conceptual data model language.
And Bert, I guess the next step would be, how do you actually take information as an asset and operationalize it from the data warehouse?
Yeah, so traditionally, of course, we would want to run all of our reporting and analytics and dashboards out of the enterprise data warehouse, and there is really nothing new under the sun there. However, the benefits that we get by treating all of these information collections as assets is, once we have identified, for example, master data collections on the enterprise data warehouse, then in a given business reporting context, we no longer need to consider the master data because it is already there as a data collection on the enterprise data warehouse. So those processes are really, really simplified. We just need to look at the transactional data that is needed for the reporting, and then we can augment that with all of the master data around it. We further wish to be able to feed operational processes with information coming from the enterprise data warehouse, whereby the enterprise data warehouse is really the system of reference for your information. You no longer need to go to the system of record. You can simply go to the system of reference, which has a copy of that information. And since that information is trusted and complete, correct, and in time, it is as good as the source, if not better, in the scenario where you need to combine information from multiple contributing systems. Then probably the enterprise data warehouse has a more complete view of the information. It then becomes the go-to location for anybody who needs information. Any operational process that needs, for example, product master data doesn't need to go into our distributed landscape of product lifecycle management systems to get to the product catalog. It'll be there on the enterprise data warehouse. Likewise, we would have, for example, detailed point of sale information from some of our larger customers, and we can use that data for replenishment of the customer inventory directly. So we can tie these operational processes and we can tie in the enterprise data warehouse directly into those operational processes.
Bert Hooyman, Enterprise Information Architect for Philips. He is presenting at this year's Partners Conference on Information as a Service, Mobilizing Your Warehouse Content. Bert, it should be a great presentation, and we look forward to seeing you at Partners.
Well, thank you, John, and I'm looking forward to see you all there.